Did you know that you can sew a blind hem stitch using your serger on knit and woven fabrics? The blind hem stitch is nearly invisible on the front of the fabric. The blind hem sewn on a serger trims and finishes the seam with an overlock stitch along with stitching the blind hem. This stitch is excellent for hemming knit fabrics. Although you can stitch the blind hem stitch with your normal serger presser foot, it's easier when you use a blind stitch foot. If you want to try the blind hem stitch with your regular foot, follow these same instructions, but use the lines on the foot to help you guide the fabric. When stitching the blind hem stitch, use either a 2 or 3 thread overlock stitch. I will be using a 3 thread overlock. This is the blind stitch foot I purchased for my Bernina L450 serger. There are 2 sizes of blind stitch feet. 0.5 millimeter is for thin fabrics, and 1 millimeter is for medium to heavyweight fabrics. This is a 0.5 millimeter, so I'll be showing the blind hem stitch on some cotton fabric. The foot has an adjustment knob on the top to allow you to adjust the guide, and this guides the fabric so that the needle will catch just the edge of the fabric. Let's set up the machine to stitch the blind stitch. First, let's put the blind stitch foot on the machine. There is a small lever on the back, and press that in and your foot will come off. Insert the blind stitch foot under and put the presser foot down. Press the button again and it will snap into place. Next, remove the left side needle and tighten the screw since you're not using it. Adjust the tensions of your threads. The upper looper or the red thread will keep at number 4 or the standard setting. The blue or the lower looper is turned up to 7 and the needle green is turned to about 2 or 2.5. On the side of the machine, I set my stitch length to be 4. It can be set anywhere from 2.5 to 4, but I like to set it to 4 because there'll be less stitches on the fabric. Then also set your cutting width to 7 with the dial on the front, and that's just a little bit wider than a normal cutting width. I am using contrasting thread so that you can see the stitches. When you're stitching the blind hem stitch, you would use thread that matches the color of your fabric. Next, we need to prep the fabric. The pattern instructions will have a hem size. Fold up the hem on the wrong side of the fabric, the amount in the pattern instructions, and iron it to crease. When you're stitching the blind hem, you can use clips to hold the hem in place, but you have to be sure that you remove the clips or pins before you put it through the serger. Also, I recommend that you always test the stitch with a piece of scrap fabric from your project so that you can get the settings correct. Next, we're going to sew the hem. Take your fabric with the wrong side facing up. You should see your hem here and the fold. We're going to soft fold the hem towards the right side of the fabric, like this. This is a soft fold, and we're going to fold it so that there's a little bit extra sticking out here, and this is where all your little stitches will go in. So you can see the soft fold from the side, and there's the main fold, and then it's just soft folded back. Take the fabric that you've soft folded and place the flat part underneath the presser foot. I have my presser foot lifted just to get started so I can get the fabric underneath properly. So stick the fabric underneath and then put the fold, the soft fold, along the guide. This is your guide here, and it's going to go right along the guide. And stop putting it in when you get to where the cutter is. Lower the presser foot and then you can start stitching the seam. The soft fold should run along the edge of this guide here the whole time. And your needle here should just be catching the fabric slightly. And you can see it's cutting here, and the needle is catching the fabric just a bit as it sews. Finish sewing the whole seam. And there, my seam is finished. I kind of miss catching right here at the end, so that's what you have to really pay attention, that your fabric is right up against the edge of the guide the whole time so that it catches the stitches. And here's the right side of the fabric, and you can see the little stitches all along the seam. Now if I was using matching thread, this would really blend in to the fabric. So now I'll go to the iron and iron this flat. And there my fabric is ironed, and you can see it's flat on the front and the back. That's it. Now you know how to sew a blind hem stitch on a serger using a blind stitch foot. Like and share our videos, and if you're not a subscriber, subscribe to our channel so you won't miss future videos. Visit our website, needlepointers.com, for lots of other serger tutorials and free projects. While you are there, sign up for our free weekly newsletter so you won't miss new tutorials. Happy serging!